Okay, you should by now have successfully installed Jack and Jacktrip, and we're going to verify that. So I will now show you the terminal window, which is how we're going to deal with Jacktrip from now on. Remember, Jacktrip does not have its own GUI, its own graphical user interface, and it's executable through the terminal. And the terminal is, let's open it by clicking that thing and typing in terminal. There it is already. Double-clicking that or hitting enter. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit by pressing Command and plus, so that makes the window simply bigger. I can type in commands. I can, for example, open applications. I could say, open my application calendar, and it would open the calendar for me. You see, that was just an example of me being able to open certain things, me being able to navigate. So don't be afraid, and let's use that together. I want to look and see if we have successfully installed Jacktrip. The way we can do that is by simply typing in Jacktrip and then a little -v, which stands for which version do you have, and then hit enter. And something like this should show up on your terminal too. So you have input Jacktrip, which essentially we've installed Jacktrip right in a folder, and the terminal looks inside that folder and finds that installed program called Jacktrip. So it now listens to when we say Jacktrip and then something else. So now, for example, I know that there's a function in Jacktrip, and I can access that by giving it this little flag here, this little space, and then -v or -v, and it'll output in the terminal for me which version I currently have installed. So if it shows you something, that's great. If it does not show you something like this, then I have a different video in the troubleshooting section, which will allow you to deal with how to get this done and actually execute Jacktrip commands. Great. So now you are familiar with the terminal, which is essentially just a program that you can open up. It allows you to execute commands, and as I showed you, we can type in Jacktrip here to access that program. By the way, what's handy for later on, if you're interested, if you simply typed in Jacktrip and hit enter, you can see all the different commands that you can type in. It looks a little confusing, but for example, you can see here, help arguments, -v is literally what we've just used to get our version, right? So you can find that in here, and you can basically see what are the additional arguments that I can send it. But maybe that is for advanced users for now. Join me in the next video when I'll go over the 2 different modes, and we'll actually start making a connection here.